Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grill. We talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And today we will be talking about the potential leaked Lightning Collection figures for Wave 14, Power Ranger DVD Shout Factory set that is coming soon, and also Hasbro PulseCon, and maybe some other things. I don't know. We'll see.
It's funny how you're like, we're talking about this and this and this, and I'm like, all that happened?
Yes.
Like, it didn't feel like it. Like, I'm just like, I felt like, what's funny? When we were like, oh, what are we going to talk about this week? I'm like, we had things to talk about? Really?
Listen, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, some of this stuff, I was just like, I'm just gonna go on Twitter and just kind of like pull some shit out my ass and see what comes up, because I'm just like, I have no idea what's been going on. But
nothing.
Apparently some stuff happened. Well, I mean, that stuff. Like, I mean, because that's
we're basically back to where we were before Morphicon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but still, like,
you know what? No tea, no shade with Power Morphicon. It didn't feel like a lot came out from Power Morphicon. I remember.
It didn't.
Right? I remember when you and I went in like 2020? No,
2018.
Yeah, 2018. Wow.
I'm about to say, where did you go?
Clearly, in 2020, when we have all those interviews with my Power Morphicon, best year of my life.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
It was like we didn't have to go anywhere. I have to book a flight. I can literally be in my t-shirt with no undies on, and no one even knew.
Wow.
Why are you giving people the visual?
Okay,
now you get some DMs.
Okay, like record me some episodes in that outfit. Like, what? Oh no!
I mean, guys, don't be fooled. I am wearing pants today, so
today.
I mean, there are days, there are days.
Listen, like, don't even get me started, because I ain't gonna hold you. There's been plenty of times that I've been walking around in my room butt ass naked recording with y'all. So, let's be very clear. Like, especially when it's hot. Like, I be in here
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm just saying, like, the comfort of your home is like no other. So
okay, and we're not on camera, so it's just like nobody needs to know this. Like,
ain't nobody gonna see this. No.
Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to see.
Nope. Except now we just expose ourselves, so that's okay too.
Right. I mean, that's just the fun of it. That's just the fun of it.
Absolutely.
So use your imagination, people. Use your imagination.
So 2020 was my best year. So we went on many journeys in 2020. We went on a roller coaster ride. Remember, you almost got picked up at like wee hours in the morning because of Senor Benta. So like,
girl, don't remind me. That's triggering.
and then remember the journey we went on with I just had it at the tip of my tongue. Oh, the journey we went on with Andrew Gray. Remember that nice little journey?
Oh wow! Yeah, that was an interesting ride.
Good old Andrew Gray. Now we know why. Now we know why he flaked on us. Bling Empire. Bling Empire told us all, you guys. So, but going back to my original point, in 2018, I felt like when we were there, so much stuff happened. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about X, Y, and Z. We need to make a post. We need to make that post. Remember, everyone's internet was down because everyone was trying to make a post.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God. That was literally a nightmare because Lena will tell you, I had to literally leave the convention center. And I was like halfway down the street trying to get a signal because everybody was like on the freaking internet. And I'm like, I can't. I have to leave. So I literally left the convention center.
Yep. And I remember like this year I saw nothing. No one posted anything. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No one was trying to post anything at all. I'm like, I remember like even though Pink was going on a posting rampage, like this year, I ain't seen nothing from No Pink. At least not that I know of.
I mean, like even me, like literally all I did was just like post the live.
Yeah.
The live of like Cosmic Fury, and that was it. Like there was nothing that really was like oh yeah, like I should, breaking news. Oh my god.
Yeah,
here's the thing. The breaking news honestly wasn't even released at Morphicon, so that's probably why. That's probably why. Because the breaking news actually was released the night before from Simon Bennett being like, "Oh, the new season is Cosmic Fury." So yeah, that's the messed up part, is that the big news wasn't even introduced at Morphicon; it was leaked. So
yeah, it's so unfortunate, So like, I remember like, I remember one year, I'm not sure what it was, but might have been 2020, 2018 also. And I remember I was at work.
Girl, you really want to go to Morphicon in 2020, don't you?
Apparently so. Well, you know what? Like I said, 2020 was a journey for us. It was a good journey. Even though we didn't leave our house, we still had a lot of fun, okay? Like, we had a lot of fun. I remember we were like 3 interviews in 1 week. Like my agenda was like filled with interviews. So like this person, that person, and this person and that person. I'm just like, man, I feel like I'm a I'm a agent talent, or what do they call? Like, I guess the people that
talent agent.
Yeah, there you go, talent agents. I'm like, man, my agenda is just full of it. And I remember thinking like, wow, who would have thought in 2020 that would be our year?
Yeah, like that was the jump off year for us. And it was just like, boom, here we go.
So I'm just saying, like, I guess I didn't want to go Power in 2020, but I guess 2020 was a good year, regardless of what happened to the rest of the world. We really connected with a lot of people, but
yeah,
I think also because 2020 just flies right out of your tongue, versus like 2018. Like, who's she?
True.
She's so long ago.
Right. At this point.
Right? Like, who's she? 2018? Like even just saying it is just like 2018. Or 2020. 2020. It's like a smooth sailing.
It's hard to build. It's hard to even though most of our lives was quote unquote normal. 2018, 2019, that just seems like a lifetime ago. It just seems so strange to even think of us being outside without masks and just, doing whatever we want. It's just so weird.
We are here to tell you that you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, and all other places where you can listen to podcasts. We are everywhere, okay? It is rumored that the Lightning Collection, for certain teams, they will be completed. So for certain teams, like SPD and Dino Thunder, they will be completed. So potentially, it is rumored that we are getting Dr. O, the Black Dino Thunder Power Ranger. We are getting Z from SPD. We are getting Ollie from Dino Fury. And we are getting the Pink Lost Galaxy Ranger, whether that's going to be Kendrick or Corone. We don't know yet. But that is rumored. So, just in general, like, Lena, I know you don't give a shit. But just in general. Just in general. Like, what do you think? Like, is that cool? Like, are you excited? Like, what do you think?
You know what? That is exciting. Sorry, that is very exciting. Ollie, like, come on, bring on a Hawaiian.
That is kind of cool. That is.
I'm just saying, like, that's pretty cool. So, even though I don't really care, but you know what? Having more people of color with their own figure, it is fan-freaking-tastic.
And you can actually see their faces.
Exactly. So I love that. I love that for the the people of color community, you know? So yeah.
I think it's really cool that I noticed this in the comments. There's no MMPR Rangers in this line.
None.
I mean, well, Tommy's still in there, but
I mean, yeah, but this is the best Tommy, honestly. Like, this is the best Tommy. Like, Dr. Old Tommy was the best. In my opinion.
I'm so excited about the Pink Galaxy Ranger. I think it would make the most sense to just have two heads in there for Kendricks and Cologne. I think we talked a little bit about this last week.
Yeah.
And Z, oh man, like they're actually finishing off the SPD team. That's really cool. Like seeing her being released is making me want to get the SPD team because I haven't gotten any of them yet.
You know, it's crazy. I'm actually really excited for just this line in general, honestly. Like, I really am excited for this line. Because you know, like you said, we're finally completing the SPD team. So, you know, I'm still upset that we don't have a glowing ball for Omega Ranger, but you know, whatever. But you know, I'm really excited. Like, I think it's great that we're finally wrapping up teams. And you know, because that was one of the main things that I honestly was really nervous about with the Lightning Collection, to be completely 100. Like, I was actually nervous that they weren't going to wrap up like other Ranger teams, you know, and only focus on just MMPR, which they kind of did. But, you know, now we literally we've completed ZO. We might possibly be completing SPD.
In space.
You know, so we're completing a bunch of teams now. And it's like, that's kind of freaking cool. Like, that's dope. So I have to give I know people have been shitting on the Lightning Collection, and some people are not here for it, but honestly, like, I have to give credit where credit is due. I'm really excited that, you know, these are big things that are happening. Like, I'm really excited. Of course, we did mention Dino Thunder, right? And who was Dino Thunder's Japanese version? It was Abba Ranger. Abba Ranger. So Abba Ranger is the next in line from the Shout Factory, because basically what Shout Factory started doing is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So what they're doing now is they're releasing like a Sentai pre Ranger, aka Mighty Morphin, and then they'll release one that is post. So right now, so at first they were doing, I think the last one that they did was Jetman, and the last one that they did, well, Jetman, that was pre Mighty Morphin Ranger, and then the one that was post was Hurricane, that was Ninja Storm in America. So now they are doing they did 5-man, which was before Jetman, and now they are doing Abba Ranger, which was after Hurricane. I know that is a lot for people who do not know Super Sentai, but yes, like, so they're basically kind of like doing the one that is like before or after MMPR. So they're kind of like going back and forth, back and forth. So they've already released 5-man, and they will be releasing Abba Ranger, and it is coming to DVD November the 8th. So a little bit about Abba Ranger for the people in the back that does not know what Abba Ranger is. The Japanese version of Dino Thunder. It is not the same thing. Trust and believe it is. It really isn't. And don't let the episode the episode of Dino Thunder where they were watching it on the TV at Haley Cyberspace, that is not how that episode go for real.
I was saying I love Lost in Translation. That was a fun episode.
Okay, yes. No, yeah, like that was a great episode, honestly. Like, but that's not how that episode actually happens. I mean, it is, but it's like they made it a lot goofier than what it was. But you know, but yeah. So that honestly, I believe that was the first time that um well, it wasn't. No, I'm lying. It wasn't the first time, but since the airing of Power Rangers, it was the first time that we've seen Super Sentai in the States. So, you know, that was a cool little episode. So the synopsis of Power Ranger is the meteorite believed to have once killed off the dinosaurs actually rattled the Earth into two parallel universes, another Earth and Dino Earth, where dinosaurs continue to thrive. Now they have evolved into saurians, a race of humanoid dinosaurs, and the Bakurdu, a race of mechanized dinosaurs. But the wall between our universes has been breached. The Evolians, child, Evolians, ooh, child, that have been at war with the Saurians and Bakudu have invaded, and it is up to the Power Rangers to protect the world. It includes all 50 episodes. So, will you be getting this DVD?
Probably not. Actually, no, no.
Not this. No, actually, correction. No, I will not.
With Sentai, I have I know about it. Obviously, I know the gist of some seasons, but I just haven't. I haven't committed myself to it, and that's so interesting because I actually was thinking about this earlier, just about Sentai in general, and I always wonder if I'd ever take time to like watch a full season. I guess I'm doing that right now with Dom Brother, but I mean, like eventually I would love to watch some of them because I've heard about how good they are, but I just don't know when, and I don't know which ones. So I'm not going to get the DVD right now.
You know, honestly, I feel you on that. Like, I really do feel you. It's just one of them things where it's like, I know for me, the the thing that made me actually want to watch Sentai was just curiosity. And also I came at the time where Super Sentai was just starting to be like it was on like people were like posting screen grabs.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like posting they had their own little Angel Fire websites and they were
Oh my
posting screen grabs. And they were
Taking
posting
it
screen
back.
grabs. I'm telling you, taking it all the way back. And they would post screen grabs of the episode and they would literally like give you the whole synopsis of the episode and have the little pictures there where you could like, you know, kind of follow along. Um, and also like they went from that to and then you were going to torrent sites and like, you know, watching the rips of these episodes and like you had to wait for them to like download and all this stuff and child you had dial up and it just sometimes wouldn't work. Like it was ghetto. Like it was real ghetto. So like but like that was during the time where I started watching it. And you know, it really was the curiosity for me. It really wasn't even like a thing of like, oh well, you know, um, I had access to it or whatever. Because I know a lot of people are just at the point now where they're like, well, I just watch it because, you know, or you know, I'm just now getting into it. Um, and I see a lot that people are just kind of like, well, what's the best season to start with and all this stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now, I literally started watching the show. I started watching it, and then something told me start from the beginning. And y'all, I sat through all those episodes of Go Ranger. It was so many fucking episodes. And when I say I was bored to tears, like it was a chore to get through all of Go Ranger. But when I was done, I was like, oh, that was cute. Next one. And like literally, like I just followed all the way through until I got all the way to the current ones. And I'm just like, wow, that was a lot.
Years,
Repeat that?
How long did that take?
Child, I was doing that off and on. So, and like to be truthfully honest with you, I think that I watched majority of those seasons around the time of like Operation Overdrive and Jungle Fury because I didn't really too much watch those seasons while they were out. So I wanted something to watch, so I just watched Super Sentai. Because I didn't watch Operation Overdrive and Jungle Fury as it aired. So like I kind of like pick and chose whatever episodes I wanted to watch or whatever I felt like watching at the time. So I didn't really watch it as it aired, like watching it every weekend and stuff. I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And there were even episodes that I missed, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even see this episode before," and I didn't see it until like years later. So yeah, like it was bad. So I was like, that was one of the time when I was focusing heavy on Super Sentai, and I got through so many episodes, like so many seasons. So I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, like it's now official. There is no more having to, pirate stuff. Uh, there are now official releases, even though I will say one of our listeners was like, oh, you can go on this website and watch the episodes, and it's like, yeah, I understand that, and yes, you can, but I'm really big for supporting official releases because if you support it, then you continue to get the things. You know what I'm saying? That's how I always feel. Like if you just continue to support the official releases, they'll bring out more. Versus if you just be like, well, screw it, I'm just gonna go ahead and pirate it, and then they're like, well, what's the point? Why are we putting in all this energy and all this effort and money into trying to bring you something and you're just gonna steal it anyway? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'd say support the official release. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are with that. Moving right along to the other hot topic of the night, which is so Hasbro PulseCon, right? Boo, Hasbro PulseCon. Honestly, how y'all feel about it? Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think about Hasbro PulseCon in general?
Oh,
like, are you excited? Like, do you care?
I'm at the point where I don't really care.
I figured that's. I kind of figured.
I really don't know. Because they just, like they're not giving us enough, and then it's like, is this about to be another like disappointment? As far as not getting any damn news, but it's like I guess at this point, that's my own fault for getting disappointed because I shouldn't even expect anything at this point. So, I mean, I'm wondering like what they're going to give us. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, like, I'll look at it. If I have a moment, I'm probably going to be at work when it happens, but I'll take a look at it. But I just don't really expect anything that I want, like movie news or a real, I guess a real preview for what they've got cooking for the 30th season or for the 30th season special, whatever the hell it is that they're doing. Um, so I strongly doubt we'll get any of that. So probably just
Well,
toys.
I mean, you're right. I mean, I'm absolutely sure that you're right on that. But I'm just gonna tell you what they say, what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So they said it's hashtag morphin time. First of all, the actual quote is morphin time, not it's hashtag morphin time. But anyway, it's hashtag morphin time Rangers, the Hasbro Post Con, and the hashtag Hasbro Post Con hashtag Power Ranger panel is packed full of exclusive content, news, reveals, and some hashtag more phenomenal guests. Stay up to date on hashtag Hasbro Post Con 2022 news at go.hasb.ro/Hasbro PostCon. Now, they said, let's be very clear. They said packed full of exclusive content, news, reveals, and some guests, some more phenomenal guests. I personally kind of feel like y'all are just basically like hogging the basketball and just kind of like dangling it in people's faces and then just like tripping us up and then landing the layup. That's kind of what I feel like y'all doing to us. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all just faking us out over and over and over. But, I mean, I don't know, y'all. Like, I'm not really, I mean, at this point, I just kind of want to just see what the hell they're doing. But I'm not gonna say I don't care, but I'm also just kind of like, I mean, they really haven't given us much to chew on since. I mean, the best news that we've gotten thus far is Cosmic Fury. Like that is literally the best news. Um, Other than that, like, and I mean, we really didn't get much from that neither, but at least we do know what it is in a way. We're not just going into it blind, like we don't have a clue of what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that. We at least we have something. Um, but other than that, I'm at the point I'm like, if it ain't the Ent Whistle universe, I don't really give a shit at this point. It's true. Like I don't care at this point. If it ain't Ent Whistle universe, I don't care. Like y'all can tell me all about these new toys or whatever the hell y'all want to bring up, but honestly, I don't care. I don't care. Like, what y'all think? Like, are y'all excited for the news and the toys and the content and all this stuff, or are y'all just like, meh?
You just said it. What you said is how I feel. I don't like. I just don't believe that they're going to give us anything substantial. I would love to be wrong, but I just don't think that they're going to give us much.
No, no, I don't either. I mean, do you think they're gonna give us anything, Lena? What do you think?
I don't even know what to think anymore. I don't even know what to think, to be honest with you. I'm just at the point where I'm just like, nothing has happened. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I even want anymore, if that makes any
That's
sense.
real.
I'm just
No,
like,
like that's real. That's
that's
real.
it's sad. That's how I feel though. I'm just like, nothing's exciting. It's just I'm just like taking it as it comes, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I guess that's what we're getting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that one. It's just one of those things where it's just like they've really just been. I don't know if they've just been. If now is the time where they're just like, we have, outsiders opening up, and we now have the time, or what? I don't even know if that's even the excuse or not. Listen, I don't know, but I'm just like, what I really wished is that they just give us something that they give us the main thing they've been promising us all these years in terms of like, whatever this Wilson universe is supposed to be, whatever this brand new Ranger world, something like at least give us a synopsis, something. If they were to literally give us a synopsis and or hell, even a logo, something that is like, yes, this is coming, guys. I know we've been pussyfooting around for a while, but if we haven't forgotten, this is still coming. Something, anything. But it just kind of feels like we are at a standstill and they're kind of giving us stuff, but they don't know. But it I don't know. It just feels weird. But I did want to kind of ask y'all, right, in terms of like content and just in terms of content and in terms of just familiarity and fandoms and stuff like that. So of course, this past week at D23, trailers came out, a whole bunch of trailers came out. And one of the trailers that popped up was The Little Mermaid.
I saw that. I wasn't sure if that was like real, but then I was like, oh no, they showed her.
It's so real. And oh my God. I'll call her Haley. I'm sorry, y'all. Hallie sounds absolutely fucking amazing. Like when I tell you, I was just like, are they going to have her sing? Please have her sing. I please have her sing. And she sung, and you could hear just the beauty in her voice. I'm like, oh, I am going to go see this movie. And honestly, The Little Mermaid is not one of my favorite Disney movies. It's really not. But that I am not a fan. Like it does have like some amazing songs, but it's not one of my favorite movies.
Definitely one of my, because I love mermaids. Stop.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Like I'm more excited for this than I am for the Power Rangers. Just saying. I'm
wow.
like, yes, y'all just can't see. I'm like, yes, the Little Mermaid's getting a movie, and she's beautiful and she can sing. I'm here for it. I mean, I really am. And the tail looks amazing. Like, hello, girl, I want a tail like that.
Wow. Like you definitely lit up with that one. Like, oh my God. No, like I feel you. Like I am really, really excited for this movie. I brought it up because, I guess you can actually see the like even though YouTube doesn't show um likes and dislikes on there, but you can actually find those things on YouTube still. And people have, discovered that over 1 million people disliked that trailer. And a lot of the comments, come from white adults.
Of course. And let me guess, are they upset that she's not white?
Yes.
This is ridiculous. Mermaids aren't real. Just like hobbits aren't real, Jedi aren't real, aliens, they could be real, but they probably don't look like us. So, and I'm sure they look like various different types of things. But like, I mean, I guess I do understand. It's just ignorance. You see white faces all the time, and you see white actors portraying all these characters for all these decades, and you just don't understand that there's other races and backgrounds out there. That like we're here too, and we should have representation and be shown as well. Like, it's, what do you?
Sorry, Will, you're still.
And
going.
it's not real.
It's not real. No, but not even just that. But like, what I'm so tired of is the white folks feel like they need to be seen further.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just so done with the white folks bitching, complaining that is not a white person. Aside from the fact that whether or not mermaids are real, that's not the point, okay? That's really not the point. It's not even about that, okay? Do you see them complaining when Goku was white? No. Goku's not even supposed to be white. I'm just saying, if you want to talk about how, the Little Mermaid is supposed to be white, well, why don't we talk about the characters that are not supposed to be white?
Well,
I'm just saying, like these white folks out here being like this and that and blah, blah, blah. But you know what, though? I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, you should also be backing the fact that the roles are reversed. If the roles are not for, like, what was it? Ghost in the Shell? She was white. I heard she's not supposed to be white. You don't hear them white folks complaining.
Mm-hmm.
nope.
Know?
And they won't. And they won't complain about
and
that.
that's what I'm tired of. I'm just so I'm sorry for swearing, but I'm also so freaking tired of the white folks bitching, complaining when it's quote unquote supposed to be a white person. But like, look at like what's that character's name? Jaden's character from Power the Samurai. He ain't supposed to be white, but yet he white.
And lest we forget, and if you really want to like, it's funny that you even brought that up because let's be very clear. And I remember this because I auditioned for that season, so I can honestly tell y'all for a fact. I can tell y'all for a fact, a hard fact, because I auditioned for this season. I can tell you, they specifically said on the casting call, the Red Ranger must be white.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% positive that's exactly what they said. And honestly, like, because that's the only reason why I was like, I'm only auditioning for Green and Blue. Because literally they already layered it out. Red Ranger must be white. He must be a Caucasian male. Which honestly, they can't do that. So if that was to happen, in 2020 and going forward, yeah, Power Rangers would be, cut for good. Like we wouldn't even have a show anymore. Like that show would get like protested and like thrown away if that was to happen. Like people would be in such an uproar if that was to happen. Like people go nuts. But that's the thing. It's like, and honestly, to Power Rangers credit, since Hasbro took over, all we've had is black male leads. Like, so listen,
Right.
I will give Power Rangers credit where credit is due. Like, they were like, we gonna give y'all all the people of color we possibly can. Because most of the majority of these teams all had like people of color as Rangers. So you can't deny that. That is great on their part. And we still haven't had black women, but hey, just saying, still haven't had black women except for Haley and Haley and Shelby, but we need more because we had a whole huge gap of no black women. It's hard to believe that we have only had 5 black women in this entire franchise.
Sure.
And this show has been out for 30 years. And we've had 5 black women. That is insane. That is terrible. And honestly, like, I am so sorry. And I have to say this. Power Rangers, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Like, I'm so sorry. I have to say it like this. No, y'all ought to be ashamed. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves because you cannot tell me that there has not been any black women that have auditioned for this show. None? I mean, let's not forget the whole rumor that was going around with Sunday Love in Megaforce. Y'all straight had her go all the way down to the final the final group, and then y'all bust up and it's rumored that y'all bust up and told her, "Oh, we already filled our black quota with John Mark Loudermilk." Oh, you ain't heard that before?
No.
Oh, child, that was the scandal. It was escandalo. Escandalo, child. It was all over the place. I am so surprised that y'all have not heard of this. Oh my God, y'all need to look this up, child. So Sunday Love, she was a model. I believe she was a model from I think she was on Tyra's show, America's Next Top Model, or she's auditioned for it, or she was a contestant on there. But gorgeous black girl, gorgeous. When I say gorgeous, gorgeous, honey. Beautiful melanated skin, so silky and smooth, beautiful girl. Basically she auditioned for Power Rangers. I want to say yeah, I think she auditioned for Power Rangers, and I want to say she auditioned for Pink. Yellow. Because I believe she auditioned for Pink.
Yellow.
Because
it looked like it was yellow. I just Googled it.
Oh, it was yellow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she auditioned for Yellow, and which would have been great because we would have gotten another black girl as a Yellow Ranger. Yes. But, she auditioned for Yellow Ranger, and she, made it all the way to the finals. And, they basically told her no. Like, we already fulfilled our black quota because we got John Mark as the Blue Ranger, and no. That's basically what they told her. And that is so fucked up. Like, I'm not even gonna say that's up. I'm not gonna censor myself. It was fucked up. It's fucked up. Because how y'all say we met our quota? Really?
The fact that they even said that, like, no. No. I don't even understand how they even said that publicly. I don't even understand why that's even a thing. All I feel like at the end of the day is that why is it so important, in my opinion, for you to have a certain like race when I feel like the role is open for all ethnicity, all people, all walks of life. Like at the end of the day, I feel like you should choose the person that's best suited for that role in the sense of like what they can bring to the role, not what they actually look like. I mean, obviously, to a certain extent, obviously, like I know if they're looking for certain looks, I get that, but I'm just saying.
And the thing is, honestly, and no shade, let's be very clear. And, I really want to be very clear. This is all alleged because, this is her word against theirs. But what I will say, it does feed into the narrative because for a very, very, very long time, we have never had more than one black person on the team. That's just the way it always has been. We've never had more than one black person. And during Ninja Steel was going to be the first time that we were going to have more than one black person on the team until something happened with Chance Simpson, and he was no longer a part of the team. So then they got another white person to fill his role. So, the first time that we got it was almost 30 years later with Dino Fury. This is the first time.
Do you remember well, I guess during Samurai, I remember there were a lot of people that were chronicling the audition process, and I can remember there was a black guy and a black girl who were going out for Blue and Pink, and like they were like together taking pictures together and stuff. And then of course, we got a light-skinned black guy as the Blue Ranger, and they had an Asian girl as the Pink Ranger. But I remember that, and I remember thinking, wow, that would have been really cool to see two black people on the team because we hadn't at that point, and we still didn't get it for a few years at that point.
And that's always been honestly my issue with the casting of Power Rangers in general. They can double up on any other race. We've seen it. We've seen it. We've had 2 Asians on one team. We've had multiple whites on one team. Like we've had multiple Latinos on one team. But you waited 30 years, 29 years to finally give us more than one black on one team? Really? Like that is beyond freaking crazy to me. Like that is nuts. That is insane to me. And it's like this, they're always preaching, oh, this show is all about inclusion and blah, 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 blah. And you can't even get that right.
Nope.
Like that is the most offensive thing it's mind-boggling. Like it's really offensive to me. And it's like, and just to, back up Sunday, it's like and the thing is, it's like, I understand exactly what they were doing. They were casting very lazily. Let's be very clear. That cast, and this is nothing against the Megaforce cast, the people who actually won the roles. This is nothing against them. This is all about the actual people who are over casting. They were lazy as shit when they casted that season because let's be very clear, all they did was cast Samurai. That's literally what they did. They literally casted Samurai for Megaforce because it's the same exact looking people. Same people. Mm-hmm. You had a white red, a light skinned black blue ranger, a Asian pink ranger, a white blonde as yellow, and just a regular ethnically, ambiguous green/black. Same casting all over again. Same casting. And it's so lazy when you could have literally gotten someone else who, honestly, homegirl, Sunday Love, let's just be very clear. This girl is fucking beautiful, gorgeous. She could have easily fit in with that team. Easily. She could have easily fit in with them. If you were to put her picture with that team, she would have fit in perfectly, to me. But it just felt like all they wanted to do was just do a repeat casting of Samurai. And that's lazy. That is very lazy. So I'm sorry, but no. And just to literally tell somebody or, have it come out that, oh, it's like, no. We already met our black quota for the team. We can't have more than one. Really? But we can have more than one Asian. We can have more than one Latino. Have more than one white. Hell, Mighty Morphin, you literally had 3 of them. Like, majority of the team was white. With 2 people of color. So let's be very clear. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, so when I hear people going back to Little Mermaid, when I hear people giving that dumbass shit of, oh, well, Little Mermaid was white and it's not fair to make her black and, blah, 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 blah. Listen, let's be very clear. Little Mermaid, let me give y'all some tea. Little Mermaid came out during the time. Well, first of all, Little Mermaid is based on a terrible story that Disney decided that they wanted to revamp. Because let's be very clear, Little Mermaid dies.
Just like Pocahontas.
Like, that story is fucking terrible. Like, the Little Mermaid actually dies. Like, let's be very clear. So the story is based off a very terrible story. Number 1. Number 2. Yeah, and it goes back to what you were saying before, Will. She's not fucking real. She's not real. And they love to try to use excuses like, oh, well, that's like if they were to make Pocahontas white. Guess what, dumbass? That's based on a real story. Based on a real person. Pocahontas is actually a real thing.
And had a very different ending
And had a very
and
different
story.
ending.
Just story in general. Like it oh.
So no, it wouldn't make sense to cast a blonde haired, blue-eyed woman to play fucking Pocahontas. That wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't. But to do that with Little Mermaid, it makes perfect sense to do it because she's not real. It's not based off a real fucking story. Come on, y'all. Like it just really shows it shows me that we are not as far as we think we are.
Oh, no.
In terms of, or not even what we think we are, or it's giving we are not as far as we should be.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the way races, looked at in the world, and the way race just constantly permeates certain things. Because I'm telling you, these are the same exact people that will literally sit there and get mad every time a Black person or a person of color says something is racist or says that they're doing something racist. They will get mad and say, I'm not a racist, but will literally sit there and get online and jump behind a computer and say, I want her to be white.
Yeah, these people being called racist. You're racist for calling me racist. What the hell?
But yet and still will jump behind a computer and start talking about Little Mermaid needs to be white. What? First of all, Ariel's not even real. She's not real. Like that, this is the stupidest thing I have ever heard in my life. And it's like, you are upset because now little Black girls and girls of color have someone to look up to now? That's what you're upset about? And they're like, well, what about my child? What about my child? My child doesn't have representation. My child doesn't see herself on TV. Yes, the fuck she does. Your child definitely sees herself everywhere. Your child sees herself everywhere. Don't even give me that. It is not there is no effing way possible that you could say my child does not have representation on TV. There is no way. There is no way you could ever say that. Your child will see themselves on TV long before a Black child would. It is what it is. It is what it is. And yes, times have gotten better. And, even this show has gotten better with it over time. Even Power Rangers. But still, let's be very clear. When a lot of these things came out, especially when you're talking about older superhero genres and stuff like that, a lot of these characters were created during Jim Crow, during segregation, during all this hyper racial tension in the United States. So let's be very clear. Of course, you're going to have a shit ton of superheroes that are white. You're going to have these heroes that are white. And now that Hollywood and people are now trying to make brand new characters or turn some of these characters into people of color, now all of a sudden you're upset. You've had over 50 plus years of these people looking just like you. You've had all this time of these people looking just like you. It is not fair to sit here and just be like, oh, well, this person is supposed to be like this. And it's a made up character. I can see if you literally took a historic character and turned them from white to Black, then that's kind of weird. But no one has done that ever. No one has never done that. So it's giving real, y'all are ignorant. And well, some of y'all. So I'm not gonna say everybody. Y'all, some of y'all are ignorant, and let it go. Because I'm telling you right now, what's gonna really be funny is if literally The Little Mermaid hits number one and stays in number one in box office for several weeks and racks up millions and millions and millions worth of dollars. That would be the ultimate pie in the face. Like, y'all can get on IMDb and trash talk the movie, be like, oh, this movie was terrible. Oh, it sucked. It was awful. Meh. And literally that movie ends up hitting like $1 billion. I want that to happen.
Honestly,
I
I
want it
feel like
to.
it will happen because now we're gonna have little girls and little boys. They're gonna see someone that they can relate to on the screen, other than a bunch of white characters. So I can already see that being a hit, regardless of what the white folks says.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm like y'all, I am super excited like about all of this. I am hoping and praying, and I agree with you, Lena. I really do believe that yes, it will, you know, it will do well. And when it does, I just want to go back on that page on YouTube and just laugh. Just put a whole bunch of laughing emojis once it hits like $1 billion. I just want to put a whole bunch of laughing emojis. Like, y'all sat here and purposely went out of your way to try to like, make this trailer seem like it's a terrible thing, and it ends up being a phenomenal movie. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want. But yeah, we had to put Power Rangers into this some kind of way. But no, for real, like Power Rangers. And honestly, I do have to credit Hasbro, and I do have to say thank you to Hasbro because, and we've mentioned this before, but I have to mention it again. I love the fact that we have now gotten a whole bunch of LGBTQ characters in the comics, in the show. We got representation in that area. This is the first time we've ever gotten two blacks on one team. And a actual black Sixth Ranger / Gold Ranger. There's just so many wonderful things that are coming from this show now. And I honestly do believe that, Hasbro is putting their money where their mouth is when they say that they are trying to include everyone. So I want to see what that inclusion really does look like, especially post the 30th anniversary and going forward. Like, is that safe to say? Is that something that we want to see? If so, like, what else would we want to see? And if you don't have anything, that can be something you can think about. But that is most certainly, where I am.
Yeah, for sure. I want to continue to see just more different types of people. It'd be cool if we had a whole season with a female leader. That'd be really cool. I wouldn't mind to see like a bigger person in a suit, and like actually when they're morphed, they still have their body and their figure. That'd be pretty cool to see. We've never seen that before. There's just so many different things that I think that they can give us, and I honestly think that they will. But that's all I can think of right now.
Ooh, and just to go back to that, like dead ass, that would be so cool to actually see like a a thick person be a ranger. I would honestly love that.
Oh my
Like dead ass.
God. Yes. Like, honestly, Hyperforce needs to happen. Like, Hyperforce, like
Yes.
that vibe. Yes. That needs to happen.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
Yes. Like, I would love to see that. Like, absolutely. Like, first of all, if they actually did a live action Hyperforce, let's be very fucking clear. Like that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Even if it was like just a short season, like, on Netflix or something, just like a really short season. I would love that. Like I would absolutely love that. And then they bring back Aaron Cahill. Ah, like I would lose my fucking head. Like, ah, love it. But of course, a certain somebody wouldn't come back because, he is now Eric Reed. Moving on. So
You know what? I'd be fine with that. That person does not need to come back. Okay, Eric Reed? Like, you can stay where you are.
I had to throw shade. Child, but
I'm just saying.
I mean, he said he is Eric Reed now, child. He said, honey. He is Eric Reed. He is no longer Thomas Oliver. And he is out here giving y'all the legend of the White Dragon, honey. He is not coming back for Power Rangers anymore. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's all. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Remember the fact that Power Rangers all about, is what's the word for it again? Exclusive. Frick.
Inclusive?
Inclusive, yes. Like, what is that word? Oh my god. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is at the end of the day, Little Mermaid or not, let's all just be open-minded and accept people as they are. There's no need to feel like so and so is better. We're not saying we're better because we're not white. We're not saying that the white folks are better because they're not people of color. We're just saying that we also want to be heard. That's
it. Yeah.
All the above. So just know that when we're saying these things, we're coming from a place of, just really just wanted to be like noticed, right? Not so much of like we're hating on anybody. We're not.
Right.
So yeah, I just want to put that out there. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that makes sense. Like, oh my
absolutely, absolutely. Because I think we see a lot of times. I think that some white people think that they're under attack because
No, for real.
because people are speaking up about wanting to see themselves or wanting equal opportunities, just in normal everyday life, and calling out ignorance because there is a lot of ignorance just in the world in general. And some people, you don't know what you don't know, and it's hard. I think for some people, they don't necessarily mean to come across as racist or as ignorant. But like I said, like you don't know what you don't know, so they'll say, feel, think certain things, then they'll get called out on it, and then they're like, "Oh my god, like you can't say anything anymore. Oh my god, why are you attacking me?" And it's really because you're not thinking before you speak. You're not willing to learn, and that's something that needs to be. You need to just think, and you need to be able to take criticisms and be able to learn. Because like we're all better off when we learn things. We don't know everything, and there's so much and so much difference in the world that a lot of times people just don't know about because they're from a certain place. They never leave that place, their whole life. So when you do see a different person, you get all these different perspectives, and it's a really nice thing to learn and to meet new people and to try to see where people are coming from. I always think if more people are willing to get out of their comfort zones and just listen, we could really just be doing so much more and so much better, just as an overall community of human beings. But that all starts when people just take the oppor- take the just take the chance to just listen and try to understand. But that's just unfortunately it's in some cases it's just not going to happen. It's just not. That's just too much to ask for, and that's really sad. And we just want to keep being where we are as long as people do that. I'm rambling now.
But you said a whole lot. You said something that is that makes so much sense, and on both of you, honestly, both of you, like y'all hit the nail on the head. Like it really does start with listening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a situation, it really is a situation where it's like people really have gotten to the point where it's like I am tired of listening because now egos are getting involved, feelings are getting hurt, and it's like, oh no, I don't want to listen to this because you're trying to make me feel like I'm a bad person. And it's like, no, no one is trying to make you feel like you're a bad person. But what you are doing is you're not taking accountability for the things that you do contribute to. And whether subconsciously or consciously, like there's a lot of things that you know people do contribute to and do perpetuate, and they don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of just a lot of bad habits that were taught, a lot of things that were taught, a lot of things that were a lot of ignorant ideologies, a lot of ignorance in general that is just floating around in this world. And when you try to unearth that, it turns into, now I'm taking this personal because now it feels like you're trying to take something from me. You're trying to, take away my rights, or you're trying to make me feel bad for something. And it's like, no. The thing is, when you are educated and you understand that something is wrong, what that does is it starts breaking chains. It starts to change things, and it starts changing things for the better. And then that makes everybody heal. That makes everything better. But like you said, Will, it starts with you. Honestly, like it really does start with you. You have to look on the inside for yourself and be like, hey, there's a problem. If you don't recognize that there's a problem, and how you contribute to it, then of course you're going to be like, I don't see anything wrong. Of course you're going to say, well, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't affect me. Like, of course you're going to say that. But, one thing that I've always learned, and I'm just going to leave it at this, one thing that has always been taught to me as a child in elementary school. I remember this because every day we always had to say this along with the Pledge of Allegiance, which I'm still mad that they had us saying that foolishness. But nobody ain't told us nothing. So, it is what it is. But after the Pledge of Allegiance, we always said after the Pledge of Allegiance, every week, every day, we always said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And that is something that we said every single day. And it was like literally drilled into our heads. Like, do unto others as you would have them do unto you after the Pledge of Allegiance. And if children can understand that, where does because I remember even then, of course, kids are going to be kids regardless. But we understood that when we did something wrong, we understood that we did something wrong and there would be consequences for it.
Mm-hmm.
where has that changed? You know, it's like when we're kids, we're taught this and we learn this. And it's like, okay, we know that treating other people bad is wrong. We know that. And then somehow, when we get to adulthood, now all of a sudden, knowingly treating people bad all of a sudden becomes right. Like, yeah, it's okay to deny people certain things. It's okay to not let people do certain things. It's okay to keep people from doing certain things. Like, no, it's not. Because you wouldn't want anyone to do that to you. So why do you think it's okay to do that to someone else? But that's how we've been conditioned. And it's really sad.
I literally think about this a lot because working with the public, I always wonder, like, how are you treating people like this? Like, I just don't understand that at all. And just yelling and complaining and throwing temper tantrums as a grown ass adult. And I'm like, wait a minute, like we learn to not do things like this in preschool and kindergarten. So like when did that teaching stop? What happened?
Yeah.
Wild is wild.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it really is wild. And I just want y'all listeners out there, let us know what y'all think. Like, how do y'all feel? Like, do we all believe that there should be more love in this world? Like, do we all believe this? Like, or are we just saying it? Because it's real easy to say, oh yeah, I don't agree with X, Y, and Z, and then sit on the sidelines and watch someone literally be discriminated against and do absolutely nothing. But jump on social media so fast and say, I am against bullying, I am against racism, I am against this. And literally you watch your coworker be discriminated. You watch your friend be discriminated. You watch, a random person that you don't know be discriminated. Hell, you discriminate against those people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, come on. Like, I just challenge I challenge everybody to, even including myself, because I'm not perfect, but I challenge all of us to, be better and do better. Is that fair? I think that's fair. But yeah, and I think we could just go ahead and leave it out at that because it's late and I'm getting tired. So
it's late for us too.
Yeah.
You know what? Kudos to Will for not falling asleep today.
Right?
I had some green tea. I don't know if that helped or not.
No, green tea is full of caffeine.
Yeah, it's full of caffeine.
Yeah, no wonder you're wide awake. Well, anywho, Steve.
Well, anywho, it was a wonderful episode tonight, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Once again, my name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.